Previously, on Viewfinder. An instant camera has been found, and the purpose of the artificial environment has been revealed a little more.
I've been waiting for you. I went ahead to search for the machine you're looking for. Most elusive indeed. Was that the only reason you came here?
Oh, look, it's a robot vacuum cleaner. Yes, they have those in...
Poor Dustin, doomed to bang into walls for all eternity. I can't help but laugh. Hours of entertainment packed into one lime green robot. Right, this is a reminder to patch a step-climbing algorithm into his code. After I get other work done.
I didn't realize the entertainment was that bad here. Well, at least this one isn't going to go over the edge. Right, we'll need to find a way of getting up to that. How about using those solar panels? If you capture them in an image, you might be able to jump up to the teleporter. Yeah. Yeah, if there are no stairs, they could be made. Or at least a ramp.
Hang on. Did you nick my biscuit?
Me? Steal your biscuit? What sort of accusation is that?
You did, didn't you? I can always ask Kate, you know.
Oh, right. So what if I did? It was just sitting there going uneaten.
It's not as if it could have gone cold.
Oh, well, if you're gonna kick up a fuss... Kate, can you please run shortbread.exe for our esteemed colleague here?
Biscuit thief.
Quite petty at times, aren't they?
Celia was always fond of games.
I can certainly understand why. Yeah, it's a bit too small for you to fit in. And it's not leading you to where the teleporter is. Yes. You might want to look around. What about up? Well, there's nothing over the edge, and Unless you can think of anything else that would... There it is! Now just take the picture, place the image facing down, and then drop down. Okay, you're going to need to open the way and make a few copies and so one is something similar to Metroid and one is probably...
Everything keeps breaking. You think in a simulation everything will find a way to maintain itself, but no. It's fine. Keeps me busy. Some peace and quiet.
Tritris? Yes, in my world that's called Tetris. I wonder if Tritris, as it is in your universe, was made by the same one who made Tetris, as in Alexei Pajitnov. Okay. That is clearly significant. The problem is how to get it. Well, certainly knows how to do a Rubik's Cube. Yes, you have the right idea. You'll need something to jump on in order to jump to it. No, whatever that is, it defies gravity. Video game power-up. And that went spectacularly wrong. I'm not sure what you hope to gain from this. Okay, let's just figure out how to move on from here. When you've gotten bored of messing around with the Tritris image.
Did you know that scientists have to spend years developing a method before they're often allowed to share their work?
Red tape, eh? And yes, set it back to grayscale. At least that filter is easier on the eyes. So
That's the beauty of the simulation. What you can achieve in a year's time can be merely a blink here. Though, that does make perfection tempting. Celia Young was often wary of that.
huh. So what's outside is likely to be England or Scotland. Well, somewhere in the British Isles, where pounds are the legal tender. At least considering that post-it note. And I'm going through it in reverse order.
I'm working in Ali Wong's workspace today. I've excelled myself
These
to the
might be
opposite
useful.
end to keep the bickering to a minimum. It's quiet here, but a little sparse. I like his other builds more.
I can hear you.
Get back to work!
Fine. I won't bother you anymore. Verbally, at least.
Well, at least you can reload the camera. Yes, you'll need to take a picture of that.
Oh, balloons! Oh, I love these things.
Yes, of course you'd love them. As they're moving and you want to catch them. Certainly the string that is dangling from them. Oh yes. I can see that Cade emulates feline behavior. Yes, why not? As he seems to like that. Yeah. The search for batteries continues. Or more specifically, the search for a way to get to the batteries.
Celia Young was always against the camera. He often complained that it got in the way of his work. I was always confused by that. Haraya used to tell me that breaking things was a part of learning.
Well, it could be worse. He could have thought that it was a way of harvesting souls.
Alright, fine. You're winning me over.
I told you it would spark ingenuity. Clearly, I have a knack for knowing the unknowable.
Yeah, mate. You're bloody brilliant. You want a medal?
No thanks. Just hearing you say that is enough of a reward for me. Wait, actually, I do need your help with something. Let me show you.
You're being cagey. Lead the way, Professor.
Right. Well, that was interesting. Ah, yes. The conducting elements and...
Harai wants to meet for, and I quote, a friendly game of mahjong. I told her I'd meet alone, as long as she brought food. Pretending everyone's fine and dandy always works better with food.
So...
This one... This one is quite complicated.
An illusion of minimal order. And yes, for this to work, you're going to need to take a picture of this. That way there'll be 2 batteries and a working teleporter. Yes, you can't shift gravity, but you can rotate the image so that you can actually stand on the surface that the teleporter is on. Well, you're certainly going through these quickly. Ah, yes. That game itself. Yeah. You can power the teleporter, but the problem is it's on a wall, so...
They were all so creative.
Yeah. That's the problem. I recall a certain fascist regime that had a similar method, and that joke was pathetic. I mean, it wouldn't be good for Christmas crackers. Never mind anything better.
That was brilliant. I'll admit this never gets old.
Yeah, I know. Rain. That's new here. Thankfully...
No wonder Haraya was angry. Miran's onto something. I know it. But she's not the greatest person when dealing with others. Where's that cat? Maybe the 2 of them could bond over a cat pet session or something.
I have heard petting is quite soothing. Feel free to do it any time.
Yeah. Clearly, he wasn't a cat person. Thankfully, you are. Yes. For this to work, you need the filament wires, the lever, and the teleporter in the same shot. Now, you just need to get it at the right angle, and then, well, you can move on to the next one. And
It went through! Hey there! Okay, so, looking into this setup, there's clearly something wrong with the system. The deeper you go, the more the data are corrupt due to lack of upkeep. Meaning you might have to find your own exit if that's the case. I think our goals stay the same. Find the specs for the weather disruptor, get out, save the climate. All that good stuff. I'll reach out again when I can. Hope you're messing with reality in some cool ways.
Corrupted data? Yes, I have noticed over time that in the later sections of the simulation, the degradation has gotten progressively worse. But isn't that true for all things that once lived? Despite that, it's still wondrous. I hope you'll feel that way too.
right, so that's the objective. Find the schematics for the weather disruptor. Although, based on what Jesse said, it's likely to be progressively worse as you move through the artificial environments. But before you can even think about doing that, you'll need to find a way of capturing everything about that teleporter, right down to the filament wire and the lever that activates it. Yes, that's right. You need needs to be a bit farther back in order for that to work. And in this case, it looks like you'll need to not just remove part of that floor, but also you'll need a perspective that's a bit more lower down. And then you can drop into the image and, well, use the activated teleporter. Oh, yes. Something to do with that image you just picked up. Right. Yes, that'll do nicely.
I pray that you've been enjoying your explorations thus far.
Well, it certainly seems that way, Kate. I see you're checking out what filters are. Ah, a few new ones. Yes, why not? Certainly better than ASCII.
There's many memories stored here, many impossible things. It acts as a record of sorts, much like a photo, trapped in a moment. I'm glad there's someone new to experience it.
Well, it looks like he was a fitness freak. At least that's what it would appear to be, based on the equipment lying around. Which those post-it notes would seem to confirm. What do we have here then? A timer. Where stepping on the pressure plate resets it. Yes, if you take a picture, then the timer will count down. Although that won't be necessary with this.
That was a swift one, wasn't it? Really gets your heart pumping. Well, if you have one, of course.
Well, this does require careful timing. Yes. With this, you'll definitely need to take a picture of the one with the power timer. And then quickly rush to activate the teleporter before the power runs out.
Is there any reason you're so reluctant to have good designs?
Whoa, sarcastic much? I enjoy good designs.
Efficiency over beauty, huh?
There is beauty in efficiency. You just have to understand it.
Ah, yeah. What a lovely way to phrase that. Very wise, Long.
Hard to know who's the worst art critic. And I see that Qi Liang, however you pronounce that, was the design of this autovac. Yes, the robot vacuum cleaner.
What a cursed creature. Makes me want to chase it a bit.
Yes. Kid is afflicted with the primal urge to hunt. Yes, and I'm actually amazed that Kate didn't decide to, stand on one of them and use them as his own personal chariots. Yeah, that is definitely necessary because, well, the pressure plate is on one surface and the teleporter is on another. Really also one that prefers to keep everything in order.
Meant to be thinking out loud here, archiving my thoughts. Time is finite. We mess with all the time in our workspaces. Thing is, we can't fool ourselves so much longer. The time that runs out, we won't get back.
Yeah, what else is new? You've got the right idea, you just need to time it so that there's enough power for you to actually get to the teleporter. And no, that won't do it all. That, however, will.
Your speed is impressive.
Well, it certainly needs to be enough to actually get to the teleporter before it... postcard to Stonehenge. Well, you certainly have Stonehenge in your universe.
Hey! Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, wait. Oh, I think this is voicemail. So weird. Sorry about this. I've been trying to get back in contact with you. We should be able to communicate through this method, though. I'll keep trying to call. On the bright side, I've been monitoring your vitals in the system, and we're still green on my end. I'll keep you posted if anything changes. Good luck in there.
Well, hardly your fault, as you can't always get to the phone in time. Huh. Let's see what is in this postcard of Stonehenge.
This is so fascinating. I've always wondered about your world outside. I must know, does it still look like this?
From what little I've seen of it, no. It's certainly not this green and with blue skies. Yes, I was wondering how you're able to get back. Oh, it's because you need to squeeze through there and... Yeah, I think it's obvious what you need to do.
I've been thinking about what I'd overheard. Does this machine you're looking for really provide all the answers? If so, I wish that for all our troubles. One simple solution, and our worries gone. I thought that would sound happy, but it just sounds... Never mind.
From what I can tell, it's about the threat of all life on Earth and how to avert it. Ah, right. Optical illusions. Yeah, there's no way you can get up there from here. Best head back, and I can already tell what will be dealt with here. Where just because it appears that way, it doesn't mean that it will be. Yes, there's no films, so I honestly can't see a way of...
It's very clever, isn't it? Celia Young was always fond of games. A good puzzle to keep himself busy. His workspaces were no different.
Yeah, I can tell that.
I thought we came together to compare notes.
I don't have anything new to share.
Are you sure? There's always something new to explore here.
Nothing of value yet, but soon. That was a nice idea, Aaron. Relaxing even. Thank you. But don't you think it's time we got back to work?
Well, that was quick.
This is a disaster. I need to speak with Miriam before this gets any worse. Where has she been anyway? She's so busy with her work, I haven't seen her outside her space in a while. I'll give her a call. This can't go on.
I didn't think it was this bad, and yeah, it looks like you're going to have to take a leap of faith where that bird was on the floor. Well, you certainly can't squeeze through there. Exactly. There's a hidden walkway there. Uh-huh. Right. Pay attention to that pathway. You'll need to go that way in order to make any progress. Let's see how good your memory is. Good enough to get through that. Why do I get the feeling that there'll be more like that as we move forward? Yeah, you're gonna need... that's suspicious. Only one is needed. Right. Yes, of course. I thought it would be too easy. Yes, you're going to have to rewind to the point before you got too close. Because I don't think doing it this way is going to work. However, doing it this way will, because it's still a 3D object.
Well done with that.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be more of that in the future, so you might want to be careful where you move. As you might get to the point when you do something that makes it...
Don't you find it fascinating? The solutions our minds can cultivate when given the space and motivation. They might not always be perfect, but they are special.
on the sofa. Anyway, let's see what's up.
I said my piece. Looking back, these last few sessions have been the most difficult. And the most fun I've had since I can remember. Every corner of this place is an expression of some dream one of us had. That's gotta be something, right? Kind of like a stored piece of memory. Just like Mirren's photographs.
Yeah, compared to the other two so far, your space is uglier. Right. Once you're sure all loose ends have been tied up, let's see who's next. hopefully more filters can be tested out.
The machine you're looking for, is that the only chance you have? The only solution your mind has decided upon? Then there's only forward, isn't there?
Well, if there was a better option, they'd take that.
Don't you find it fascinating? The solutions our minds can cultivate when given this. Private spots are the best way to recharge. Oh, so I've been told. I find a nice long nap often does the trick.
Will that be the last of optical illusions appearing? How will the other filters appear? Find out next time on Viewfinder.